Hello and welcome to Solshow. My name is Sol and welcome back to the creative topic. And today I wanted to talk about something that pertains to YouTubers and more or less content creators in general. So lately I've felt this feeling that I haven't felt in a long time, and that is the sensation of writer's block. And what I mean by this is I've always been a guy who's been working on 100 projects at a time. Back in the day, I wrote novels, and those took up all my time, but then, I started writing reviews, and now I do YouTube. You guys probably know I recently started a new channel titled YouTube on the Rise, which, by the way, I want to take a moment and thank everyone who is subscribing to that channel. I'm putting a lot on the line making this new channel, and I'm trying really hard to get it launched into something special and trying to collab with as many creators as possible over there. So real quick, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's showing support over there. But anyway, writer's block. I don't mean I'm struggling to come up with new ideas and I'm staring at blank pages all day, wishing the words would come to my head. If anything, I feel the opposite. I stare at boards and papers filled with video ideas and things I want to do. And this exact feeling came to me last year. I was working a lot of overtime hours at my job, and when I came home, I tried to do YouTube. Sometimes I was able to squeeze a video out there, other times I was just too exhausted and I really didn't have any passion behind what I was doing. And meanwhile, these ideas and concepts that I had for videos were just stacking up, and the longer they stayed on the drawing table, the more steam and fire I was losing in my drive to make those videos. Now, last year, I was going through a bout of depression. For a couple weeks or even months, I was on and off going through some emotional stuff. And that only got worse when I wasn't able to fulfill my creative ambitions that I'm always trying to make. But I still made videos, and in a couple of those videos, I can tell watching them back, I don't look happy in the video, and I probably shouldn't be worried about recording at those points in time. And going back a couple of weeks, we had a discussion in this big YouTube community, and that was about the idea that creators are pretending to be happy to make views. This was sparked by PewDiePie of all people, and basically he was talking about how he felt dishonest when he'd be sad or going through something personal, and then the moment he turns on the camera, he'd put on an act where he'd be his usual self. Of course, acting confident and happy is the desired atmosphere users come to expect and want from their creators. I've thought about this for a while, and what got me thinking about this again was the recent release of the new Gorillaz album, Humans. This is the first Gorillaz album in almost a decade, and fans of this group will know that the band's been in limbo much because of the band's mastermind Damian which by the way has been very vocal about this. He's been very creatively stigmatized. A lot of Gorillaz albums don't really cater to the singles they produce or the idea that this is a virtual band. But with the band's last album, it was this weird experimental album that really came out of left field. This album seemed to have nothing to do with what the Gorillaz have achieved previously. It didn't seem to have a concept that really stuck with it. It was just out there. And this album reminded me of those videos I made when I was going through that depression and I wanted to get something out there. And what I got out there due to my place of mind came out unlike my usual content. So following that strange album, Damian kinda put the Gorillaz into limbo and he hit reset. He put out some solo work, which I'll let the cover art speak for itself, on top of working on some more non-Gorillaz work. Now, whether this new Gorillaz album is a return to form or just Damian going back to compromising with work that doesn't really satisfy him is a video in itself, but what I did want to talk about is making art when you're not mentally okay. Going back to that PewDiePie video, the moral was you shouldn't hide things from your audience, and I agree with this 100%, especially for creators who are so open with their audiences and make content so often. They really have the vlogger aspect where you know what they did each day. If your daily uploaders are upset or ill, they shouldn't hide that from their audience. That being said, I never had a problem talking about how I was feeling, but last year when I was depressed and still making videos, I didn't mention it because of reasons that seemed obvious to me. I was making content that was chronological, that was part of a bigger picture, that was trying to be artful, and to me, my emotions were kind of irrelevant. They didn't belong in videos not about them. I was making something that was specific about things that had nothing to do with me, so me putting that into those videos didn't make sense to me. I had very limited time to make those videos, so in my mind, I needed to get working no matter how I felt, so I made the videos that were just on the list, and a lot of those videos didn't come out how I want them to, especially when I put the idea up on these lists. Looking back, I know I could have done things differently. Now, me being the insane person I am, I think working while ill isn't something I'd suggest, but plenty of my favorite things have been made by people who were going through what I was. A lot of movies and video games are made by entire crews, and not every single person on that crew is gonna have a creative, blissful, hardworking attitude every single day. If there's any advice I can give, it's to follow that fire, that creative charge wherever you find it. Beautiful breakup songs have been written under veils of sadness, explosive rock songs have been fueled by rage, and comedy in most forms comes from dark places. Don't fake your emotions. A reason I don't follow a schedule or anything like that is I have the freedom of making what I want when I want. I don't want to ever make a video that I feel that I'm just forcing it out there, and despite however I'm feeling that day, I'm just gonna make it, and it just is what it is. If you're feeling a type of way, that's still passion, and no matter how you fuel that passion, the results are going to be immensely more interesting and honest than content that is just being flushed out of you. Even if you're angry, sad, lonely, these all are emotions, and you can fuel emotions into art. Art is supposed to make you feel, so if you can make other people feel what you're feeling, then you've achieved what all art aspires to. My advice at the end of this is what I do every time I'm feeling that feeling. I'm feeling that strange writer's block. I cleanse my palette completely. I look back at the drawing board and I see where that takes me. The creative world isn't going to wait for you. People are making amazing content out there every day. I think the only way I can keep up is to make content I want to make, and make content that has that spark. I want to make content that reflects me. I want to make content that reflects my ideas, and I want to make content that reflects how I feel.
Just looking out on the day.